When shall we three meet again? In thunder, lightning, or in rain?
When the hurly-burly done. When the battle's lost and won.
That weird, the set of sun?
Where the place?
On the heath.
There to meet with Macbeth?
I come, Grey Malkin.
Haddock calls.
Anon!
Fair is foul and foul is fair. Hover through the fog and filthy air.
What bloody man is that? He can report. By seemest of his plight of the revolt, the new estate.
Hail, brave friend. Say to the king, the knowledge of the broil as thou didst leave it.
Doubtful it stood as true-spent swimmers do cling together, yet choke their art. For the merciless MacDonweld, worthy a rebel, for that, multiplying villainies of nature, that do cling to him like a rebel sword, but all is too weak. For the brave Macbeth, worthy of thy name, multiplying, going through villainies with his brandished steel, till he faced a slave which near shook hands nor bade farewell to him, and he sliced him from knaves to chaps and put his head upon our battlements.
O valiant cousin, worthy gentleman!
Mark, King of Scotland, Mark, no sooner justice, valor at arms, compel these skipping kerns to their heels, but not yet, for the Norwegian lord surveying from a distance, with new supplies and a fresh supply of men, begin a new assault.
Dismay not this our captains Macbeth and Banquo.
Yes, as sparrow eagles or the hare the lion. If I must soothe, they were as cannons overcharged, so they doubly redoubled their strikes, bade to put us in reckoning wounds, or take the Golthana. I'm not sure. My gashes, they cry for help.
Thy words are thee as thy wounds. They smack of honor both! Go! Get him surgeons. Who comes here?
The worthy Thane of Ross.
What a haste look to his eyes. So should he look that seems to speak things strange.
God save the king.
Whence camest thou, worthy Thane?
From Fife, great king. The Thane of Cawdor began a dismal conflict, till that Bulana's bridegroom, lapped in proof, confronted him with self-comparisons, point against point rebellious, arm against arm, curbing his lavish spirit. And to conclude, the victory fell on us.
Great happiness! No longer shall that Thane of Cawdor deceive our bosom interest. Go, pronounce his present death, and with his title, greet Macbeth.
I'll see it done.
What he hath lost, noble Macbeth hath won.
Where hast thou been, sister?
Killing swine.
Sister, where thou?
A sailor's wife had chestnuts in her lap, and munched and munched and munched. Give me, quoth I. Aroint thee which the rum-fed Runyon cries. Her husband's to Aleppo gone, master the tiger, but in a sieve all thither sail, and like a rat's without a tail. I'll do, and I'll do.
I'll give thee a wind.
Thou art kind.
And I another.
Look what I have.
Show me, show me.
Here I have a pilot's thumb. Racked as homeward he did come.
A drum, Macbeth doth come! The weird sisters, hand in hand, posters of the sea and land, thus to go about, thrice to thine and thrice to mine, and thrice again to make up nine.
Peace, the charms wound up.
So foul and fair a day I have not seen.
How far is it called to force? And what are these so withered and so wild in their attire that look not like inhabitants of the earth, and yet are on it? Live you, or are you aught that man may question?
Speak, if you can. What are you?
All hail Macbeth! Hail to thee, Thane of Glamis.
Oh, hail Macbeth! Hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor.
All hail Macbeth! Thou shalt be king hereafter.
Good sir, why do you start and seem to fear things that do sound so fair? In the name of truth, are ye fantastical, or that indeed which outwardly ye show? And if you could look into the seeds of time and say which grains will grow and which will not, speak then to me, who neither begs nor fears your favors nor your hate.
Hail,
Hail.
Hail.
lesser than Macbeth, and greater.
Not so happy, yet much happier.
Thou shalt get kings though thou be none. So all hail Macbeth and Banquo.
Banquo and Macbeth, all hail.
Stay, you imperfect strangers, tell me more! By Sinel's death, I know I am Thane of Glamis, but how of Cawdor? The Thane of Cawdor lives! Speak, I charge you!
The earth hath bubbles as the water has, and these are of them. Whither are they vanished?
Into the air, and what seemed corporeal melted as breath into the wind. Would they have stayed?
Were such things here as we do speak about, or have we eaten on the insane root that takes the reason prisoner?
Your children shall be kings.
You shall be king.
And Thane of Cawdor, went it not so?
To the self-same tune and words. Who's there?
Happily received, Macbeth. The news of thy success.
We are sent to give thee from our royal master's thanks, only to herald thee into sight, not pay thee.
And, for an earnest of a greater honor, he bade me, from him, call thee Thane of Cawdor, in which addition, hail most worthy Thane, for it is thine.
What? Can the devil speak true?
Glamis and Thane of Cawdor. The greatest is behind. Thank you for your pains. Do you not hope that your children shall be kings when those that gave Thane of Cawdor to me promise no less to them?
That trusted home might yet enkindle you into the crown besides Cawdor, but 'tis strange, and oftentimes to win us our harm, the instruments of darkness tell us truce, win us with honest trifles, to betray in deepest consequence. Cousins, a word, I pray you.
Cannot be ill, cannot be good. If ill, why hath it given me an earnest of success commencing in a truth? I am Thane of Cawdor. If well, then why does such suggestion make my heart yield? It doth unfix my hair, and my heart knocks at my chest against the use of nature. Present fears are less than horrible imaginings, and to the murderer of my thought, who is fantastical, shakes so singular my state of man that reason is smothered in surmise, and nothing is but what is not.
Though our partners rapt.
If chance shall crown me king, why, chance shall make me without my stir. But come what come may, time and the hour runs through the roughest day.
Worthy Macbeth, we stay upon your leisure.
Then we shall to Duncan. There, the interim having waited, we shall speak our free hearts to each other.
Very gladly.
Till then, enough. Come, friends.
Execution not done on Cawdor. Are those in commission not yet returned?
My liege, they are not yet come back. But I spoke with one that saw him die, who did report that very frankly he confessed his treasons, implored your highness's pardon, and set forth a deep repentance. Nothing in his life became him like the leaving it.
There's no art to find the mind's construction in that face. He was a gentleman on whom I've built an absolute trust. Oh, worthiest cousin! The sin of my ingratitude even now weighs heavy on me.
The service and loyalty that I owe in doing so pays itself.
Welcome hither. I've begun to plant thee and will labor to make thee full of growing. Noble Banquo! That has no less deserved, nor less to be known, no less to have done so. Let me enfold thee and hold thee to my heart.
There if I grow, the harvest is your own.
Sons, kinsmen, thanes, and you whose places are the nearest, know we place our estate upon our eldest, Malcolm, who we name hereafter Prince of Cumberland, from hence to Inverness, and bind us further to you.
The rest is labor, which is not used for you. I'll be myself the harbinger and make my wife joyful with your approach.
My worthy Cawdor!
The Prince of Cumberland. That is a step on which I must fall down, or leap, for in my way it lies. Stars, hide your fires. Let not light see my black and deep desires.
True, noble Banquo, he is full so valiant, and in his commendations I am fed. It is a banquet to me.
They met me in the day of success, and I have learned by the perfectest report that they have more in them than mortal knowledge. When I burned in desire to question them further, they made themselves air, into which they vanished. Whilst I stood wrapped in the wonder of it, came missives from the king, who all hailed me Thane of Cawdor, by which title before these weird sisters saluted me and referred me to the coming on of time with Hailed King that shalt be. This I have thought good to deliver to thee, my dearest partner in greatness, that thou mightest not lose the dues of rejoicing by being ignorant to what greatness is promised thee. Lay it to thy heart and farewell. Gloms thou art, and Cawdor, and shalt be what thou art promised. Yet I do fear thy nature is too full o' milk and human kindness to catch the nearest way. Thou wouldest be great, art not without ambition, yet without the illness should attend it. What thou wouldest highly, thou wouldest holily. Hie thee hither that I may pour my spirits in thine ear and chastise with the valor of my tongue all that impedes thee from the golden round. Which fate and the metaphysical aid doth seem to have thee crowned withal. What are your tidings?
The king comes here tonight.
Thou art mad to say it. Is not thy master with him, who were it so would have informed for preparation?
So please you, it is true our Thane is coming. One of my fellows had a spearman who almost dead for breath had scarcely more than would make up his message.
Give them tending. They bring great news. The raven himself is hoarse, which croaks the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements. Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here, and fill me from the crown to the toe, top full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood, stop up the access and passage to remorse, that no compunctious visitings of nature may shake my fell purpose, nor keep the peace between the effect and it. Come to my woman's breast and take my milk for gall, you murdering ministers. For wherever in your sightless substances you wait on nature's mischief. Come, thick night, and pall thee in the dunnest smoke of hell. Then my keen knife, see not the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the blanket of the dark to cry, hold, hold. Great Glom's worthy Cawdor, greater than both by the all-hail hereafter. Thy letters have transported me beyond the ignorant present, and I feel now our future in the instant.
My dearest love, Duncan comes here tonight.
And when goes hence?
Tomorrow, as he proposes.
Oh, never shall sun that morrow see. Your face, my Thane, is like a book where men may read strange matters. To beguile the time, look like the time, bear welcome in your hand, your eye, your tongue. Look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent under it. He who is coming tonight must be provided for, and you shall put the night's great business into my dispatch. For shall to all our days and nights to come give solely sovereign sway and masterdom.
We will speak further.
Only look up to clear. To alter favor ever is to fear. Leave all the rest to me.
My mother told me someday I will buy Galley with good oars, sail to distant shores. Stand up on the prow, noble bark I steer. Steady course to the haven, hew many foemen, hew many foemen.
Course to the haven, human. If it were done when 'tis done, 'twere well it would be done quickly. He is here in double trust. Firstly, as his kinsman and subject, strong both against the deed. Then as his host, who should against his murderers shut the door, not bear the knife myself. Besides, this Duncan hath borne his faculties so meek, hath been so clear in his office that his virtues will plead like angels trumpet-tongued against the deep damnation of his taking off. I have no spurs to prick the sides of my intent, but only vaulting ambition, which o'erleaps itself and falls on the other. How now? What news?
He has almost supped. Why have you left the chamber?
Hath he asked for me?
No, you not, he has.
We will proceed no further in this business.
He hath honored me as of late, and I have bought golden opinions from all sorts of people who would be worn in their newest gloss, not cast aside so soon.
Was the hope drunk wherein you dressed yourself? Hath it slept since, and wakes now to look so green and pale at what it did so freely? Wouldst thou have that which thou esteemest the ornament of life, and live a coward in thine own esteem, letting I dare not wait upon I would, like a poor cat in the adage?
Prithee, peace. I dare do all that may become a man. He who does more is none.
What beast was it then that made you break this enterprise to me? When you durst do it, then you were a man. And to be more than you were, you would be so much more the man. Nor time nor place did adhere, and yet you would make both. They have made themselves, and their fitness now does unmake you. I have given suck, and know how tender 'tis to love the babe that milks me. I would have, while it was smiling in my face, plucked my nipple from his boneless gums and dashed the brains out, had I so sworn as you to this.
If we fail.
We fail. But screw your courage to the sticking place and we'll not fail. When Duncan is asleep, whereto the rather his day's hard journey soundly invite him, his two chamberlains will I with wine and with sail so convince that memory, the warder of the brain, shall be a fume, and the receipt of reason a limerick only. For in swine asleep their drenched natures lies in death. What cannot you and I perform upon the unguarded Duncan? What not put upon his spongy officers? Who shall bear the guilt of our great quell?
Bring forth men, children only, for thy undaunted mettle shall compose nothing but males.
Will it not be received when we have marked with blood those sleepy two of his own chamber with their very daggers that they have done it?
Who dares receive it other? As we shall make our griefs and clamor roar upon his death.
I'm settled, and bend up each corporal agent to this terrible feat. Away, and mock the time with fairer show. False face must hide what false heart doth know.
How goes the night, boy?
The moon is down. I have not heard the clock.
And she goes down at 12.
I'll take it 'tis later, sir.
There's husbandry in heaven. Their candles are all out. Take thee that too. A heavy summons lies like lead upon me, and yet I would not sleep. Merciful powers restrain in me the thoughts that nature gives way to in repose. Who's there?
A friend.
What, sir? Not yet at rest? The king's abed. He hath been an unusual pleasure. He set forth great largesse to your office.
Being unprepared, our will became servant to defect, which else should free of wrought.
All is well. I dreamt last night of the three weird sisters. To you they have showed some truth.
I think not of them. Yet, when we can entreat an hour to serve, we would spend it in some words upon that business, if you would grant the time.
At your kindest leisure.
Good. In sweet repose the while.
Thanks. The like to you.
Go bid thy mistress that when my drink is ready, she strike upon the bell. Get thee to bed. Is this a dagger I see before me? Handle toward my hand. Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, and yet I see thee still. Art thou not fatal vision, sensible to feeling as to sight? Or art thou but a dagger of the mind, a false creation proceeding from the heat-oppressed brain? I see thee still, in form as palpable as this which now I draw. Thou marshallest me the way I was going, and such an instrument that I am to use? My mind has made the fools of the other senses. This cannot be. I see thee yet, and on thy blade and dudgeon, gouts of blood, which was not so before. This cannot be. It is the bloody business which informs thus to mine eyes. Thou sure and firm set earth, hear not my steps, which way I walk, for fear thy very stones prate of my whereabouts, and take the present horror of this time which suits within it. Whiles I threat he lives, and words to the heat of deeds too cold breath gives. I go. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for it is a knell that summons thee to heaven or to hell.
That which hath made them drunk hath made me bold. What had quenched them hath given me fire. He is about it. The doors are open, and the surfeited grooms do mock their charges with snores. I have drugged their possets, that death and nature do contend about them, whether they live or die. Alack, I am afraid they have awaked, and 'tis not done. 'Tis the attempt and not the deed that confounds us. Hark, I laid their daggers ready. He could not have missed them, had he not resembled my father as he slept. I had done it. My husband!
I have done the deed. Didst thou not hear a noise?
I heard the owl scream and the crickets cry. Did not you speak?
When?
Now?
As I descended?
I.
Hark! Who lies in the second chamber?
Donald Thane.
Oh, this is a sorry sight.
A foolish thought to say a sorry sight.
One did laugh in his sleep, and the other cried murderer, and they did wake each other. I stood there, and they did say their prayers and address themselves again to sleep.
They're two lodged together.
One cried, God bless us, and amen, the other, as they had seen me with these hangman's hands. Listening their fear, I could not say amen when they did say God bless us.
Consider it not so deeply.
But wherefore could I not pronounce amen? I had much needings of blessing and amen stuck in my throat.
these deeds must not be thought after these ways, so it will make us mad.
Methought I heard a voice cry, "Sleep no more! Macbeth doth murder sleep!"
What do you mean?
Still he cried, "Sleep no more!" to all the house. Glamis hath murdered sleep, and therefore Cawdor shall sleep no more. Macbeth shall sleep no more!
Why, worthy Thane, who was it thus cried? You do unbend your noble strength to think so brain-sickly of things. Go, and get some water, wash this filthy witness from your hands. Why have you brought the daggers from the place? They must lie there. Go, carry them, and smear the sleepy grooms with blood.
I am too afraid to think of what I have done. Look on it again, I dare not.
In form of purpose! Give me the daggers. The sleeping and the dead are but as pictures. 'Tis the eye of childhood that fears a painted devil. If you do bleed, I'll gild the faces of the grooms withal, for it must seem their guilt.
What noise is that? How's it with me when every noise appalls me? What hands are these? Oh, they doth pluck out mine eyeballs. Will all great Neptune's ocean wash this blood clean from my hands?
My hands are of your color, but I shame to wear a heart so white. I hear knocking, the south entry. Retire we to our chamber. A little water clears us of this deed. How easy is it then? Hark, more knocking. Get on your nightgown, lest occasion call to us and show us to be watchers. Be not lost so poorly in your thoughts.
To know the deed, 'twere best not to know myself. Wake Duncan with thy knocking! I would thou couldst!
Here's knocking indeed. If a man were a porter of Hellgate, he should have all turning the key. Knock! 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 Who's there? In the name of Beelzebub. Here's a farmer come hither for stealing out of a French hose. Come in, farmer. Have napkins and how about you? Here, you'll sweat for it. Knock! 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 Who's there? In the other devil's name. Here's an equivocator come hither for stealing out of a French hose. Who could swear in both scales against either scale, who committed treason enough for God's sake, yet could not equivocate to heaven. Come in, equivocator. Knock! 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 Who's there? Here is an English tailor. Come in, tailor. Here you may roast your goose. Knock, knock. Never a quiet. I had thought to let in some of all professions that go the primrose path to the everlasting bonfire. Anon! Anon! I pray you remember the porter.
Was it so late, friend? Ere you went to bed that you do lie so late?
Faith, sir, we were carousing till the second cock, and drink, sir, is a great provoker of three things.
What three things do drink especially provide?
Marry, sir, nose painting, sleep, and urine. Lechery, sir. It provokes and unprovokes. Provokes the desire.
but takes away the performance. Therefore, March drink may be said to be an equivocator with lechery. It makes him, and it mars him. It sets him on, and takes him off. Persuades him, and disheartens him. Makes him stand to, and not stand to. In conclusion, equivocates him in sleep, and giving him the lie, leaves him.
I believe drink gave thee the lie last night.
That it did, sir.
Is thy master stirring? Our knocking has awaked him. Here he comes.
Good morrow, noble sir.
Good morrow to you both.
Is thy master stirring, worthy Thane?
I do not believe so.
He did command me to call timely on him. I have almost slipped the hour.
I'll bring you to him.
I'll make so bold to call, for 'tis my limited service.
Goes the king hence today?
He does. He did appoint so.
The night has been unruly where we lay. Our chimneys were blown down, and as they say, lamentings heard I the air, strange screams of death, and prophesying accents terrible of dire combustion and confused events, new hatched to the woeful time. Oh, and the obscure bird clamored through the livelong night. Some say the earth was feverous and did shake.
'Twas a rough night.
My young remembrance cannot parallel a fellow to it.
Oh, horror! 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 Tongue nor heart cannot conceive nor name thee.
What's the matter?
Confusion now hath made his masterpiece. Most sacrilegious murder hath broke ope the Lord's anointed temple and stole thence the life of the building.
Meaning
What
his
did you
majesty.
say? The life?
Destroy your sight with a new Gorgon. Do not bid me speak. See, and then speak yourselves. Awake! Awake! Murder and treason, Malcolm and Donalbain, Banquo, awake! Shake off this downy sleep, this counterfeit, and look on death itself. Up, and see the great doom's image. Malcolm! Banquo! Rise up from your grave like sprites to countenance this horror! Ring the bell!
What is this business? That such a hideous trumpet calls to parley the sleepers of this house. Speak.
Oh, gentle lady, 'tis not for you to hear what I could speak. The repetition in a woman's ear would murder as it fell. Oh, Banquo, our royal master's murdered.
What? In our house?
Too cruel anywhere. Dear Duff, I pray thee, contradict thyself and say it is not so.
Had I but died an hour before this chance, I'd have lived a blessed time, for from this moment, there is nothing serious in mortality. All is but toys. Renown and grace is dead. The mere lees has left his vault to brag of.
What is amiss?
You are, and do not know it. The spring, the head, the fountain of your blood, the very source of it is stopped.
Your royal father's murdered.
By whom?
Those of his chamber, as it seemed, had done it. Their hands and faces were badged with blood. So were their daggers, which unwiped we found laid upon their pillows. They stared and were distracted. No man's life was to be trusted with them.
Oh, yet I do repent me of my fury that I did kill him.
Wherefore did you so?
Who can be wise, amazed, furious and temperate, loyal and neutral in a moment? No man. The expedition of my violent love doth outrun the pauser, reason. Here lay Duncan, his silver skin laced with his golden blood, his gashed stabs look like a breach in nature for ruin's wasteful entrance. There, his murderers, steeped in the colors of their trade, their daggers unmannerly breached with gore. Who could refrain that had a heart to love, and in that heart the courage to make love known?
Help me, and so...
Look to the lady!
Why do we hold our tongues that most may claim this argument for hours?
What should be spoken here, where our fate hid in an auger hole where they may rush and may seize us? Let us away, our tears are not yet brewed.
Nor our strong sorrow upon the foot of motion.
Look to the lady! And when we have our naked frailties hid that suffer in exposure, let us meet and question this most bloody piece of work to know it further. Fears and scruples shake us. In the great hand of God, I stand against undivulged pretense and fight of treasonous malice.
So do I. So all.
Let us briefly put on manly readiness and meet in the great hall.
Well contented.
What will you do? Let's not consort with them. To join unfelt sorrows in office which the false man does easy. All to England.
And to Ireland our distance shall keep us both the safer. Where we are, there are daggers and men's smiles, the nearer in blood, the nearer bloody.
This murderous shaft that shot hath not yet lighted, and our safest way is to avoid the aim. Therefore to horse, and let us not be dainty of leave-taking, but shift away. There's warrant in that theft which steals itself, when there is no mercy left.
How goes the world, sir, now?
Why? See you not?
Is known who did this more than bloody deed?
Those that MacBeth hath slain.
Alas, the day. What good could they pretend?
They were suborned. Malcolm and Donalbain, the king's two sons, are stolen away and fled, which puts upon them suspicion of the deed.
Gainst nature still. Thriftless ambition that will raven up thine own life's means. Then, 'tis most like the sovereignty will fall upon MacBeth?
He is already named and gone to Scone to be invested.
Where is Duncan's body?
Carried to Comkill, the sacred storehouse of his predecessors and guardian to their bones.
Will you to Scone?
No, cousin, all to Fife.
Well, I will thither.
Well, may you see things well done there, lest our old robes sit easier than our new.
Thou hast it now. King, Cawdor, Glamis, all as the weird woman promised, and I fear thou played most foully for it. Yet it was said it should not stand in thy posterity, but that myself should be the root and father of many kings. If there come truth from them, as upon thee, MacBeth, their speeches shine, why on the verities made good may they not be my oracles as well, and set me up in hope? But hush, no more.
Here's our chief guest.
If he had been forgotten, it had been a gap in our great feast, and all thing unbecoming.
Tonight we hold a solemn supper, sir, and I would request your presence.
Let your highness command upon me, to which my duties are with a most indissoluble tie, forever knit.
We would have else required your good advice, which in tonight's council would have been both grave and prosperous, but we'll take tomorrow. Is it far your ride?
As far, my lord, that will fill up the time twixt this and supper. Go not my horse the better. I must become a borrower of the night for a dark hour or twain.
Fail not our feast.
My lord, I will not.
We hear our bloody cousins have bestowed themselves in England and in Ireland, not confessing of their cruel parricide, filling their hearers with strange inventions, but of that tomorrow, wherewithal we shall have cause of state craving us jointly. So, hie you to your horses adieu. Goes Fleance with you?
Aye, my good lord. Our time does call upon us.
Well, then, I wish you swift and sure of foot, and commend you to your horses' backs. Farewell. Let every man be master of his time till 7 at night, where we shall make society the sweeter welcome, and in between we will keep ourselves apart. Well then, God be with you. Sirrah, a word with you. Attend those men our pleasure.
They are, my lord. At the palace gate.
Bring them hence.
Yes, my
To be thus is nothing, but to be safely thus. Our fears in Banquo stick deep, and his royalty of nature reigns that of which would be feared. 'Tis much he dares, and to that dauntless temper of his mind he hath a wisdom that doth guide his valor to act in safety. There is none but he whose being I do fear, and under him my genius is rebuked, as it is said Mark Antony's was by Caesar. He chid the weird sisters when they first put the name of king upon me. Then, prophet-like, they hailed him father to a line of kings. Upon my head they placed a fruitless crown, put a barren scepter in my gripe, no son of mine succeeding. If it be so, for Banquo's issue I have filed my mind. For them, the gracious Duncan I have murdered, to make them kings, the seed of Banquo kings. Rather than so, come Phaeton to the list, and champion me to the utterance. Who's there? Now, go to the door and stay there till we call.
Yes.
Was it not yesterday we spoke together?
It was, so please, your highness.
Well then, have you considered of my speeches? Know that it was he in times past that held you so under fortune, which you thought was our innocent self. This I made good on you, passed to you in prohibition. How you were born in hand, how crossed the instruments, who wrought with them, and all things else that to a half soul and a notion crazed say, thus did Banquo.
You made it known to us.
I did, and much more, which is now our point of second meeting. Do you find your patience so predominant in your nature that you cannot let this go?
We are men, my liege.
Aye, in the catalogue ye go for men, as hounds and greyhounds, mongrels, spaniels, curs, sows, water rugs, and demi-wolves are all clept by the name of dogs.
I am one, my liege, whom the vile blows and buffets of the world have so incensed that I am reckless in what I do to spite the world.
And I another, so weary with disaster and tug with fortune that I may set my lie upon it, to mend it or be rid of it.
Both of you know Banquo was your enemy.
True, my lord.
And so he is mine. And though I could with barefaced power sweep him from my sight and bid my will avouch it, yet I must not. For there are certain friends that are both his and mine who would wail his fall that I myself struck down. And thus it is to your assistance I do make love, masking it from the common eye for sundry weighty reasons.
We shall, my lord, perform what you command us.
Though our lives...
Your souls shine through you. Within the hour, I will advise you where to plant yourselves, acquaint you with the perfect spy of the time, the moment on it, for it must be done tonight, and something from the palace. Know that I always require a clearness, and with him to leave no rubs nor botches in the work. The Fleance, his son that keeps him company, whose absence is no less material to me than his father's, should embrace the fate of that dark hour as well. Now, resolve yourselves apart. I'll come to you anon.
We are resolved, my lord.
It is concluded, Banquo, my soul's flight. If it find heaven, it must find out tonight.
Is Banquo gone from the court?
Aye, madam, but returns again tonight.
Say to the king I would attend his leisure for a few words.
Madam, I will.
Naught had, all spent. Were our desires got without content, safer to be that which we destroy than by destruction dwell in doubtful joy. How now, my lord? Why do you keep alone? Sorriest fancies your company making, using those thoughts which should have indeed died with them. They think on. Things without all remedy should be without regard. What's done is done.
We've staunched the snake, not killed it. Duncan is in his grave. After life's pitiful fever, he sleeps well. Treason has done his worst. No steel nor poison, malice domestic, foreign levy, nothing can touch him further.
Come on. Gentle, my lord. Sleek over your rugged looks, be bright and jovial amongst your guests tonight.
So shall I, love. And so, I pray, be you. Let your remembrance extend to Banquo. Present him in eminence with both eye and tongue. Unsafe the while that we must lay our honors in flattering streams and make our faces visards to our hearts, disguising what they are.
You must leave this.
Oh, full of scorpions is my mind, dear wife. Thou knowest that Banquo and his son Fleance lives.
But in them, nature's copy is not etern.
There's comfort yet. They are assailable.
What's to be done?
Be innocent of the knowledge, dearest Chuck, till thou can applaud my deed. Come, sealing night, and scarf up the tender eye of day. Good things in day begin to droop and drowse, while night's black agents to their praise do rouse. Thou marvelest at my words, but sit thee still. Things bad begun make strong themselves by ill.
Old fires it flickers and dies, that once blessed the household and lit up our lives. It shone for the friends and the clinking of glasses. I'll tend to the flame, you can worship the ashes.
Who did bid thee join us?
MacBeth.
He needs not our mistrust, since he delivers our offices and what we have to do to the direction just.
Then stand with us. The west yet glimmers with streaks of day, now spurs later traveler apace to gain a timely end, and near approaches the subject of our watch.
Hark, I hear horses.
Give us a light. There! Ho!
Capture the wild things and bring them in line, and own what was never your right to confine. The lives and the loves and the songs are what matters. I'll tend to the flame, you can worship the ashes.
Then 'tis he. The rest that are within the note of expectation already are in the court. His horses go about.
About a mile. He does usually, so all men do. From the palace make it their walk.
A light. A light!
'Tis he.
Stand to it.
Do you feel heavy, your eyes drop with grief? Your spirit is wild and your suffering is brief. So never you buckle and bend to the masses. I'll tend to the flame, you can worship the ashes.
There will be rain tonight.
Then let it come down.
Oh, treachery, fly! Good Fleance, fly! Fly! Thou mayest revenge!
What will we do when the world it is ending? And time it is halted for friend and for foe. Try to hold on to the time as it passes. I'll tend to the flame, you can worship the ashes. I'll tend to the flame, you can worship the ashes. I'll tend to the flame, you can worship the ashes.
You all know your own degrees. Sit down. At first and last, the hearty welcome.
Thanks to your majesty.
Ourselves will mingle with society and play the humble host. Our hostess keeps her state, but in best time will require her hearty welcome.
Pronounce it for me, sir, to all our friends. For my heart speaks, they are welcome.
See, they encounter you with their heart's welcome. But this table's even. Then here I'll sit in the midst, be large in mirth. Anon, I'll drink a measure the table round. There's blood on thy face.
'Tis Banquo's then.
'Tis better he without than he within. Is he dispatched?
His throat is cut. That I did for him.
Thou art the best of the cutthroats. Yet he's good that did the like for Fleance. Thence who did it shall be the non-pariah.
My lord, Fleance is escaped.
Oh, there comes my fit again. But Banquo's safe.
Aye, my lord, safe in the ditch he abides, with 20 gashes in his head. It's the nature of death.
Thanks for that. The serpent sleeps in his ditch. Yet the worm that's fled hath nature that in time will venom breed. No teeth for the present. Now go. We'll talk with ourselves tomorrow.
My royal lord, you do not give the cheer. The feast is sold. 'Tis not often vouched when 'tis a making. 'Tis given with welcome. To feed were best at home. From thence sauce to meat were ceremony. Meeting were bare without it.
Sweet remembrance, sir. Good digestion, wait on appetite, and health on both.
May it please your highness, sit.
Here we have our country's honor roofed, were the graced person of Banquo here, who I'd rather challenge for unkindness than pity for mischance.
His absence, sir, lays blame upon his promise. Please sit, your highness, to grace us with your royal company.
The table's full.
Here is a place well reserved, sir.
Where?
Here, my good lord. What is it that moves, your highness?
Which one of you have done this?
What, my good lord?
Thou canst not say I've done it! Never seek that Goldilocks in me!
Gentlemen, rise! His highness is not well!
Sit, worthy friends. My lord is often thus, and hath been from his youth. Pray you, keep sat. This fit is momentary. Upon a thought, he will be well again. Are you a man?
Aye, and a bold one, that dares look on that which might appall the devil!
Oh, proper stuff! This is the very painting of your fear. This is the air-drawn dagger, which you said led you to Duncan. Oh, these flaws and starts imposters. The true fear would well become a woman's story at a winter fire, authorized by her grandam shame itself. Why do you make such faces? When all is done, you look but on a stool!
See! There! Behold! Look! Lo! What say you? Why, what care I? If thou canst not, speak too! If charnel houses and graves send those we bury back, then our monuments shall be the maws of kite!
What quite unmanned in folly!
If I stand here, I saw him.
Fie for shame!
The time was that when the brains were out, the man would die, and there, an end! Now they rise again!
My noble lord, your friends do lack you.
I do forget. Do not muse at me, my most worthy friends. I have a strange infirmity which is nothing to those that know me. Then I'll sit. Come, give me a cup of wine. Fill full. I'll drink to the general joy of the whole table. And if Banquo were here, whom we miss, what would he were here? So to him and to all, we thirst, and all to all. Arise and quit my sight!
Think of this, good peers. As but a thing of custom, 'tis no other, only it spoils the pleasure of time.
What man dare? I dare. Approach thou like the rugged Russian bear, or the armed rhinoceros, the Hirkin tiger. Take any shape but that, my firm nerves shall never tremble. Hence, horrible vision, unreal mockery ends. Why so, being gone, I am a man again. Pray you, sit still.
You have displaced the mirth, broken the good meeting with the most admired disorder.
Can it be? And overcome us like a summer's cloud without our special reason? You make me strange even to the disposition which I owe. Now I think that you can look upon these sights and keep the natural ruby of your cheeks when mine is blanched with fear.
What sights, my lord?
I pray you, speak not. He grows worse and worse. Question enrages him. At once, good night. Stand not upon the order of your going, but go at once.
Good night, and may better health attend his majesty.
A kind good night to all.
It will have blood, they say. Blood will have blood. Stones have been known to move and trees to speak. Augurs and understood relations have, by maggot pies and coughs and rooks, sent forth the secretest man of blood. What is the night?
Almost at odds with the morning, which is which.
And what say you? That Macduff hath denied his person at our great bidding.
Did you send to him, sir?
I hear it by the while. But I will send. There's not a one, but at his house I keep a servant feed. Tomorrow I will, and betimes I will, to the weird sisters. More shall they speak. For I am bent to know, by the worst means, the worst. For mine own good, all cause must give way. I am in blood, stepped in so far that, should I wait no more, returning were as tedious as go over. Strange things I have in my mind, that will to hand, and must be acted upon ere they may be scanned.
You lack all the season of nature's. Sleep.
Come, I will to bed. My strange and self-abuse is just the initiate fear that wants hard use. We are but young indeed.
sharp stones. I am my mother's savage daughter. I will not cut my hair. I will not lower my voice. My mother's child is a savage. She looks for her omens in the colors of stones, in the faces of cats, in the falling of feathers, in the dancing of fire, in the curve of old bones. I am my mother's savage daughter, the one who runs barefoot, cursing sharp stones. I am my mother's savage daughter. I will not cut my hair. I will not lower my voice.
My mother's child dances in the darkness. She sings heathen songs by the light of the moon, and watches the stars and renames the planets, and dreams she can reach them with a song and a broom. I am my mother's savage daughter, the one who runs barefoot, cursing sharp stones. I am my mother's savage daughter. I will not cut my hair. I will not lower my voice. We are our mother's savage daughters, the ones who run barefoot, cursing sharp stones. We are our mother's savage daughters. We will not cut our hair. We will not lower our voice.
Why, how now, Hecate? You look angrily.
Have I not reasoned, bedlams as you are? How did you dare to trade in traffic with Macbeth, and riddles and affairs of death? And I, the mistress of your charms, the close contriver of all harms, was never called to bear my part, or share the glory of our art. And which is worse, all you have done hath been but for a wayward son, spiteful and wrathful, who, as others do, loves for his own ends, not for you. But make amends now, get you gone, and at the pit of Acheron meet I the morning. Thither he will come to know his destiny, as by the strength of their illusion shall draw him on to his confusion. He shall spurn fate, scorn death, and bear he hopes above wisdom, grace, and fear. And you all know, security is mortal's chiefest enemy.
Come, let's make haste. Thrice the brindled cat hath mewed.
Thrice, and once the hedge pig whined.
Harpier cries, 'tis time, 'tis time!
Round about the cauldron go, in the poisoned entrails throw. Toad, that under cold stone, days and nights his 31 sweltered venom sleeping got, boil thou first in the charmed pot.
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Fill it of a fenny snake, in the cauldron boil and bake. Eye of newt and toe of frog, wool of bat and tongue of dog, adder's fork and blindworm's sting, lizard's leg and owlet's wing. For a charm of powerful trouble, like a hell broth, boil and bubble.
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Scale of dragon, tooth of wolf, witch's mummy maw engulf with a ravened salt sea shark. Root of hemlock digged in the dark, liver of blaspheming Jew. Gall of goat and slips of yew slivered in the moon's eclipse. Nose of Turk and Tartar's lips, finger of birth strangled babe, ditch delivered by a drab. Make the gruel thick and slab, had thereto a tiger's chaudron for the ingredients of our cauldron. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Cool it with a baboon's blood, and how the charm is firm and good.
Oh, well done. I commend your pains, and everyone shall share the gains. And now about the cauldron sing, live elves and fairies in a ring, enchanting all that you put in.
by the pricking of my thumbs. Something wicked this way comes. Open locks. Whoever knocks.
How now, you secret black and midnight night hags? What is it you do?
A deed without a name!
I conjure you by that which you profess. However you come to know it, answer me.
Speak.
Demand.
We'll answer.
Say if thou'st rather hear it from our mouths, or from our masters.
Call him. Let me see him.
Pour in sow's blood that hath eaten her 9 pharaoh, grease that's sweating from the murderer's gibbet, throw into the flame.
Come high or low, thyself in office deftly show!
Tell me, thou unknown power.
He knows thy thought. Hear a speech, but say thou not.
Macbeth!
Macbeth! Macbeth!
Beware, Macduff!
Beware the thane of fight! Dismiss me!
Enough!
Whatever thou art, for thy good caution thanks. Thou hast harped my fears aright, but one word
He
more.
will not be commanded. Here's another more potent than the first.
Macbeth! Macbeth! Macbeth!
Had I 3 ears, I'd hear thee. Then live, Macduff. What need I fear of thee? Yet I'll make assurance double short and take a bond of fate. Thou shalt not live, lest thou want me to tell pale-hearted fear and lies and sleep in spite of thunder.
Listen, but speak not to it! And take no care to take.
Shall come against him!
That can never be. Who can impress a forest, bid an earthbound tree unfix his root? Sweet bottomance, good. Rebellion's head rise, never to the wood of Burnham rise. And then our high place Macbeth shall leave the lease of nature, shall give his breath to time and mortal custom. Yet my heart throbs to know one thing more. Tell me, if your art can tell so much, will the issue of Banquo ever reign in this kingdom?
Seek to know no more!
I will be satisfied! Deny me this and an eternal curse fall upon you! What's this? Why does the cauldron move? And what noise is that?
Show.
Show! Show his eyes and grieve his heart! Come like shadows, so depart!
Thou art too like the spirit of Banquo. Down! Thy crown does sear mine eyeballs. And thy hair, thy gold-bound brow is like the first, and the third is like the former. Filthy hags, why do you show me this? A fourth? Starred eyes. Will the line stretch out to the crack of doom? Another yet? A seventh? I'll see no more. And yet I see an eighth appears, who bears a glass that shows me many more. And some I see with twofold balls and troubled scepters carry. Horrible sight, now I know 'tis true, for the blood-bulged Banquo smiles upon me and points at them for his. Where are they? Gone? Let these pernicious days stand I accursed on the calendars. Come in, without there.
What's your grace's will?
Saw you the weird sisters?
No, my lord.
Came they not by you?
No, indeed, my lord.
Infected be the air whereon they ride, and damned all those that trust them. I did hear the galloping of horses. Who was it that came by?
'Tis 2 or 3 gave word. Macduff has fled to England.
Fled to England?
Indeed, my good lord.
Then the castle of Macduff we will surprise, seize upon Fife, and give the edge of his sword
to his wife, his babes, and all those that dare to trace him in his line. Come, bring me where they are.
My mother told me someday I would buy galley with good oars, sail to distant shores, stand up on the prow, noble bark I steer, steady course to the haven, hew many foemen, hew many foemen.
What had he done to make him fly the land?
You must have patience, madam.
He had none. His flight was madness. When our actions do not, our fears do make us traitors.
You know not whether it was his wisdom or his fear.
Wisdom. To leave his wife, to leave his babes, his mansion, and his titles in a place from whence himself does fly. He loves us not.
My dearest coz, I pray you, school yourself. But for your husband, he is noble, wise, judicious, and best knows the fits of the season. I dare not speak much further, but cruel are the times when we are traitors and do not know ourselves, when we hold rumor from what we fear, yet know not what we fear, but float upon a wild and violent sea each way and move. I take my leave of you. Shall not be long, but I'll be here again. Things at the worst will cease, or else climb upwards what they were before. My pretty cousin, blessing upon you.
Fathers, he is, and yet he's fatherless.
I am so much a fool. Should I stay longer, it would be my disgrace and your discomfort. I take my leave at once.
Sirrah, father's dead. And what will you do now? How will you live?
As birds do, Mother.
What, with worms and flies?
With what I get, I mean, and so do they.
Poor bird. Thou'dst never fear the net, nor the line, the pitfall, nor the gin.
Why should I, Mother? Poor birds, they are not set for. My father is not dead, for all you're saying.
Yes, he is dead. How wilt thou do for a father?
Nay, how wilt thou do for a husband?
Why, I can buy me 20 at any market.
Then you'll buy him to sell again.
Thou speakst with all thy wit, and yet I faith with wit enough for thee.
Was my father a traitor, Mother?
Aye. That he was.
What is a traitor?
Why, one that swears and lies.
And be all traitors that do so?
Every one that does so is a traitor and must be hanged.
Who must hang them?
Why, the honest men.
Then the liars and swearers are fools, for there are liars and swearers enow to beat the honest man and hang up them.
Oh, God help thee, poor monkey. But how wilt thou do for a father?
If he were dead, you'd weep for him. If he were not, it'd be a good sign that I have a new father on the way.
Poor prattler, how thou talkst!
Bless you, fair dame. I'm not too known, though in your state of honor, I'm perfect. I doubt some danger does approach nearly. If you listen to a holy man's advice, be far from here. Hence, with your little ones. To fright you thus, methinks I am too savage. To do worse than your by cruelty, which is too nigh your person. Heaven preserve you, I dare go no longer.
Whither should I fly? I've done no harm. But I remember now that I'm in this earthly world where to do harm is often laudable, to do good sometimes accounted dangerous folly. Why then, alas, do I put up the womanly defense to say I've done no harm? What are these faces?
Where is your husband?
I hope in no place so unsanctified where such as thou mayst find him.
He is a traitor.
Thou liest, thou shag-haired villain!
What?
No! No!
downfall and birthdom. Each new morn, new widows howl, new orphans cry, new sorrow strike the faces if it felt with Scotland, and yelled out like a syllable of dollar.
What I believe, I'll wail. When no believe in what I can redress, as I shall find the time to friend, I will. What you have spoken may be so perchance. This tyrant, whose soul name blisters our tongues, was once thought honest. You have loved him well. He hath not touched you yet. I am young, but something you may deserve of him through me, and wisdom to offer up a weak, poor innocent lamb to appease an angry God.
I am not treacherous.
But Macbeth
I have lost my hopes.
Perchance even there, where I did find my doubts. Why in that rawness left you, wife and child? Those precious motives, those strong knots of love, without leave taking.
I would not be the villain that thou thinkst, for the whole space that's in the tyrant's grasp, and the rich east to boot.
Be not offended. I speak not as an absolute fear of you. I think our country sinks beneath the yoke. It weeps, it bleeds, and each new day a gash is added to her wounds. I think withal there would be hands uplifted in my right, and here, from gracious England, have I offer of goodly thousands. But for all this, when I shall tread upon the tyrant's head, or wear it on my sword, yet my poor country shall have more vices than it had before, more suffering, more sundry ways than ever by him that shall succeed.
What should he be?
It is myself, I mean, in whom I know all the particulars of vice so grafted that when they shall be opened, Black Macbeth will seem as pure as snow.
Not in legions of horrid hell can a devil more damned in evils to top Macbeth.
I grant him bloody, luxurious, avaricious, false, deceitful, sudden, malicious, smacking of every sin that has a name, but there is no bottom, none in my voluptuousness. Your wives, your daughters, your matrons, and your maids could not fill up the cistern of my lust and my desire. All continent impediments would overbear that did oppose my will. Better Macbeth than such an one to reign.
Oh, Scotland. Scotland!
If such a one be fit to govern, speak. I am as I have spoken.
Fit to govern? No, not to live! Oh, nation miserable with an untitled tyrant bloody sceptered. When shalt thou see thy wholesome days again? Since the truest issue of thy throne stands by his own interdiction. But does blasphemy his breed? Thy royal father was a most sainted king. The queen that bore thee oftener on her knees than on her feet died every day she lived. Fare thee well. Oh, my breast, thy hope ends
Macduff,
here.
This noble passion, child of integrity, hath for my soul wiped the black scruples, reconciled my thoughts to thy good truth and honor. Devilish Macbeth by many of these trains hath sought to win me into his power, and modest wisdom plucks me from over credulous haste. But God above deal between thee and me, for even now I put myself to thy direction, and unspeak mine own detraction. Here abjure the taints and blames I laid upon myself, for strangers to my nature. I am yet unknown to woman, never was forsworn, scarcely have coveted what was mine own. At no time broke my faith, would not betray the devil to his fellow in delight, no less in truth than life. My first false speaking was this upon myself. What I am truly is thine and my poor country's to command, whither indeed, before thy here approach, old Seward and 10,000 warlike men already at a point was setting forth. Now, we'll together, and the chances of goodness be like our warranted quarrel. Why are you silent?
Such welcome and unwelcome things at once, 'tis hard to reconcile. See, who comes here?
My countryman, but yet I know him not.
My ever-gentle cousin. Welcome hither.
I know him now. Good God, be time remove the means that makes us strangers.
Sir, amen.
Stand Scotland where it did?
Alas, poor country, almost afraid to know itself. It cannot be called our mother, but our grave, where nothing but who knows nothing is once seen to smile, where sighs and groans and shrieks that rend the air are made, not marked, where violent sorrow seems a modern ecstasy. The dead man's knell is there scarce asked for who, and good men's lives expire before the flowers in their caps, dying or ere they sicken.
Oh, relation too nice and yet too true.
What's the newest grief?
That of an hour's age doth hiss the speaker. Each minute teems a new one.
That is my wife.
Why, well.
And all my children?
Well, too.
The tyrant has not battered at their peace?
No, they were well at peace
but
when I did leave them.
But not a miser of your speech. How ghost?
When I came hither to transport the tidings, which I have heavily borne, there ran a rumor of many worthy fellows that were out, which was, to my belief, witnessed the rather. For that, I saw the tyrant's power afoot. Now is the time of help. Your eye in Scotland would create soldiers, make our women fight to doff their dire distresses.
Be it their comfort. We are coming thither. Gracious England hath lent us good seaward, and 10,000 men, an older and a better soldier, none that Christendom gives out.
Would I could answer this comfort with the like. But I have words that would be howled out in the desert air where hearing should not latch them.
Is it the general cause? Or a fee grief due to some single breast?
No mind that's honest, but in it shares some woe, though the main part pertains to you alone.
If it be mine, keep it not from me. Quickly, let me have it.
Let not your ears despise my tongue forever, which shall possess them with the heaviest sound that ever yet they heard.
I guess at it.
Your castle is surprised. Your wife and babes savagely slaughtered. To relate the manner were, on the quarry of these murdered deer, to add the death of you.
Merciful heaven, what man? Never pull your hat upon your brows. Give sorrow words. The grief that does not speak whispers the overfraught heart and bids it break.
All my children?
Wife, children, servants, all that could be found.
And I must be from thence. My wife killed too!
I have said.
Be comforted. Let's make us medicines of our great revenge to cure this deadly grief.
He has no children. Did you say all? Oh, okay. All? What? All my pretty chickens and their dam head at one fell swoop?
Dispute it like a man.
I shall do so! But I must also feel it as a man. I cannot remember when such things were that would not take their part. Did heaven look on and would not take part? Sinful MacBeth, they were struck for thee. Not that I am, not for their own demerits, but for mine. Fell slaughter on their souls. Heaven rest them now.
Be this the whetstone of your sword. Let grief convert to anger. Blunt not the heart, enrage it.
Oh, I could play the woman with thine eyes and braggart with my tongue, but cut short all intermission. Front to front, bring now this fiend of Scotland and myself within my sword length set him. If he escape, heaven forgive him too.
This tune goes manly. Come, go we to the king. Our power is ready. Our lack is nothing but our leave. MacBeth is ripe for shaking, and the powers above have put on their instruments. Receive what cheer you may. The night is long that never finds the day.
I have 2 nights to watch with you, but can perceive no truth in your report. When was it she last walked?
Since His Majesty went into the field, I have watched her rise from the bed, throw her nightgown upon her, unlock her closet, take forth paper, fold it, write upon it, read it, again seal it, and return to bed, all while in the most fast sleep.
A great perturbation in nature to receive at once the benefits of sleep, and do the effects of watching. In this slumbery agitation, besides her walking and other actual performances, what, at any time, have you heard her say?
That, sir, which I will not report against her.
You may to me, and 'tis most meet you should.
Not to you, nor anyone else having no witness to confirm my speech. Lo you, here she comes. This is her very guise, and upon my life fast asleep. Observe her, and stand close.
How came she by that light?
Why, it stood by her. She has light by her continually, 'tis her command.
You see, her eyes are open.
Aye, but their senses shut.
What is it she does now? Look how she rubs her hands.
It is an accustomed action to seem thus washing her hands. I have known her continue this a quarter of an hour.
Yet here's a spot.
Hark! She speaks! I will set down what comes from her to satisfy my remembrance the more strongly.
Out, damn spot! Out, I say! 1, 2. Why then, 'tis time to do it. But how is murky? Fie, my lord, fie. A soldier and a feared. What need we fear? Who knows it? When none can call our power to account. Yet, who would have thought the old man damned so much blood in him?
Do you mark that?
The Thane of Fife. The Thane of Fife had a wife. Where is she now? Will these hands never be clean? No more of that, my lord, no more of that. You mar all with this starting.
Go to, you know what you should not!
She has spoke what she has not! I am sure of that. Heaven knows what she's known.
Yet here's the smell of blood still. All the perfumes of Arabia could not sweeten this little hand. Oh,
What a sigh is there? The heart is sorely charged.
I would not have a heart in my bosom for the dignity of the whole body.
Well.
Pray God it be, sir.
This disease is beyond my practice. Yet I have known those who have walked in their sleep that have died holily in their beds.
Go. Wash your hands. Get on your nightgown. Look not so pale. I tell you yet again, Banquo is buried. bed. To bed, there's knocking at the gate. Give me your hand. Come, 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 come! What's done cannot be undone! To bed, to bed, to bed, to bed, to bed, to bed, to bed.
Will she go to bed now?
Directly.
Foul whisperings are abroad. Unnatural deeds do breed unnatural troubles. Infected minds to their deaf pillows discharge their secrets. More she needs the divine than the physician. God forgive us all! Look after her. Remove from her the means of all annoyance, and still keep eyes on her. So good night. My mind she has mated, and amazed my sight. I think, but dare not speak.
Good night, good doctor.
The English power is near, led on by Malcolm, his uncle Seward, and the good Macbeth. Revenge burn in them for their dear cause to excite the mortified man.
Near Burnham Wood shall we will meet them. That way are they coming.
Who knows if Donald Bain be with his brother?
For certain, sir, he is not. I have a file of all the gentry. There is Seward's daughter, and a bunch of unrough youths that even now protest their first of manhood.
What does the tyrant?
Great Dunsinane. He strongly fortifies. Some say he's mad, others, that lesser hate him, do call it valiant fury. But for certain, he cannot buckle his distempered cause within the belt of rule.
Now does he feel his secret murder sticking to his hands. Now minutely revolts upbraid, his faith breached. Those who he command only move in command, nothing in love. Now does he feel his title hang loose about him, like a giant's robe upon a dwarfish thief.
Who then shall blame? His pestered senses recoil and start when all within him condemns itself for being there.
Well, march we on, to give obedience where 'tis truly owed. Meet we the medicine of the sickly will, and with him pour we in our country's purge, each drop of us.
Or as much so as it needs. To sovereign the flowers and dew the weeds, make we our march towards Burnham.
Bring me no more reports. Let them fly all. Till Burnham Wood come to Dunsinane, I cannot taint with fear. What is he that was born of woman? What is the boy Malcolm? Was he not born of woman? The spirits that know all mortal consequence have pronounced me thus. Fear not, Macbeth. No man born of woman shall ever have power over thee. Then fly, false thanes, and mingle with the English epicures. The devil damn thee back, thou cream-faced loon. How gottest thou that goose look?
There is 10,000.
Geese, villain,
Soldiers, sir.
go prick thy face and overread thy fears. What soldier's patch? What soldier's way face?
The English force so please you.
Take thy face hence. Seaton, I am sick at heart when I call out. Seaton, I say, will these paws cheer me ever, or else deceit me more? Seaton!
What is thy gracious pleasure?
What news more?
All is confirmed, my lord, which was reported.
I'll fight till from my bones my flesh be hacked. Come, give me mine armor.
'Tis not needed yet.
I'll put it on anyway. Send out more horses. Skir the country round. Hang all those that talk of fear. Doctor, how fares your patient?
Not so sick, my lord, as she is troubled with thick coming fancies that keep her from rest.
Canst thou not administer to a mind disease, pluck from the memory a rooted sorrow, and raise out the written troubles of the brain and with some sweet oblivious antidote?
Therein the patient must minister himself.
Throw physic to the dogs, all none of it. Come, put mine armor on. Seaton, send out. Doctor the Thanes, fly from me!
Aye, my good lord. Your royal preparation makes us hear something.
Bring it with me then. I'll not be afraid of death and bane till Burnham Forest come to Dunsinane.
Were I from Dunsinane, away and clear, prophets again should hardly draw me here.
Cousins, I hope the days are near at hand that Chambers will be safe.
We doubt it nothing.
What wood is this before us?
The wood of Burnham.
Let every soldier hew him down a bow and bear it before him. Thereby shall we shadow the numbers of our host and make discovery ere in report of us.
It shall be done.
The confident tyrant keeps still in Dunsinane, and will endure our setting down before it.
Let our just censors attend the true event, and put we on industrious soldiership.
This will with due decision make us know what we shall say we have and what we owe. Their unsure hopes relate. Certain Stokes here must arbitrate, toward which advances the war.
Hang the banners on the outward walls. Hang all those that talk of fear. Our country will scur at siege to scorn. Let them lie there, till famine and the ague eat them up. What was that noise?
It is the cry of women, my good lord.
I have forgot the taste of fears. The time has been that my senses would have cooled to hear a night shriek, and my fell of hair would had a dismal treatise rouse and stir as if life was in it. I've supped full of horrors, despair, familiar to my slaughterous thoughts, cannot one start me. Wherefore was that cry?
The queen, my lord, is dead.
She should have died hereafter. There would have been time for such a word. Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day to the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. Out, brief candle. Life is but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage and that is heard no more. He's a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Oh, what news more? Well, speak, sir.
As I stood my watch upon the hill, I looked toward Burnham, and anon thought. The woods began to move.
Liar and slave!
Within this 3 mile, may you see it coming. I say, a moving grove.
If thou speakest false, upon the next tree thou shalt hang alive! Fear not till a wood come toward Burnham, and now a wood come toward Dunsinane. Blow wind and come rack. At least we'll die with harness on our back.
Ivar
Now, your Levy screens throw down, and show like those you are. You, worthy aunt, shall with my cousin, your right noble daughter, lead our first battle. Worthy Macduffin, we shall take upon what else remains to do, according to our order.
Fare you well. Do we but find the confident tyrant's power tonight, let us be beaten if we cannot fight.
Make our trumpets speak! Give them breath! Those clamorous harbingers of blood and death!
Stake, I cannot fly, but bear-like I will fight the course. What's he that was not born of woman? Such a man I am to fear or none.
What is thy name?
Thou'd be afraid to hear it.
No, thou call himself a name hotter than any in hell.
My name's Macbeth.
The devil himself cannot pronounce a name more hateful to mine ears.
No, nor more fearful.
Thou liest! Thou born tyrant, with my sword I'll prove the lie thou speakest!
Thou wast born of woman. But swords I smile at, weapons laugh to scorn, brandished by a man that's of a woman born.
That way, the noises! Tyrant, show thy face! If thou beest slain, and with no stroke of mine, my wife and children's ghost will haunt me still. I cannot strike at wretched kerns, whose arms are higher to bear their staves. Hither thou, Macbeth, my sword with an unbattered edge, I sheathe again undeeded. Let me find him, fortune, and more I beg not.
This way, sir. The castle's gently rendered on both sides. The tyrant's people do fight, but our lords do bravely in the war. Didst day almost professes itself as yours. There little is to do.
We have met with foes that strike beside us.
Here, sir. Enter the castle.
Why should I play the Roman fool and die on my own sword? While as I see I live, and the gashes do better upon them.
Turn, hellhound! Turn!
Ah, Macduff, of all men else I have avoided thee. But get thee back. My soul's too charged with blood of thine already.
I have no words. My voice is in my sword. Thou bloodier villain than terms can give thee out!
Let fall thy blade on vulnerable crests. I bear a charmed life, which must not yield to one of woman born.
Spare thy tongue! And tell the angel now still hast served, Macduff was from his mother's womb, untimely ripped!
Cursed be the tongue that tells me so! I'll not fight with thee!
Then yield thee, coward, and live to be the show and gaze of the time! We'll have thee, as our rare monsters are, painted on a pole and under writ. Here you may see the tyrant.
I will not yield! To kiss the ground beneath young Malcolm's feet, and to be baited by the rabble's curse. Though Burnham Wood do become to Dunsinane, and now oppose me being of no woman born, yet I will try the last. Before my body, I throw my warlike shield. Lay on, Macduff! And damned he be first that says, hold! Enough!
Would the friends we miss were safe arrived.
Well, some must go off, but a great day as this is so cheaply bought.
Macduff is missing, and your noble daughter.
Your daughter, my lady, has paid a soldier's debt. She only lived but till she was a woman, the which no sooner had her prowess confirmed in the unshrinking station where she fought, but, like a warrior, she died.
So, she is dead?
Aye, and brought off the field. Your cause of sorrow must not be measured by her worth, for then it hath no end.
Had she her hurts before?
Aye, on the front.
And why? God soldier be her. Had I had as many dollars as I had hairs, I would not wish them to a fairer death. And so, her now lives old.
She's worth more sorrow, and that I'll spend for her.
Oh, she is worth no more. She has paid her price, and God be with her. Here comes newer comfort.
Hail, King! So thou art. Behold, usurper's curse. I see thee compassed with thy kingdom's throat. But speak salutation in my mind. Hail, King of Scotland!
Hail, King of Scotland!
We shall not spend a large expense of time before we reckon with your several loves and make us even with you. My thanes and kinsmen henceforth be earls, the first that ever Scotland in such an honor named. What's more to do, which would be planted newly with the time, as calling home our exiled friends abroad that fled the snares of watchful tyranny, producing forth the cruel ministers of this dead butcher and his fiend-like queen who, as 'tis thought, by self and violent hands took off her life. This, and what needful else that calls upon us by the grace of grace, we will perform in measure, time, and place. So thanks to all at once, and to each one whom we invite to see us crowned at Scone.
Cause I want more.